David Marquet, and I'm going to be your instructor for this intent-based leadership course. Now, intent-based leadership is for you. The purpose of intent-based leadership is to make life better for the people working in the organization. It's not to make more profits for the organization. We believe that if life is better for the people in the organization, they'll be more involved, they'll be more thinking, they'll be happier, they'll stay longer, and the organization is going to benefit. They're going to make their profits, don't worry. But at the core of it, intent-based leadership is about humans and people. And what we're going to cover in this course are the why, how, what of intent-based leadership, the 6 principles. We're going to cover our most important tool, which is the ladder of leadership, and 2 frameworks. One is the knowing telling framework, and the other is the framework of red work and blue work. So I'd like to talk about where this all came from. Once upon a time, there was a submarine in the United States Navy called the USS Santa Fe. The USS Santa Fe was the worst performing submarine in the fleet, and she had the worst morale. And the captain on the submarine wasn't doing well. He had some distractions going on in his personal life, and he realized that he wasn't the person to fix the submarine. And he courageously went to his boss and said, "Hey, I'd like to resign my captaincy. Someone else can take on the submarine." And that person who was assigned to take over the submarine was me. The problem for me was I was trained to take over another submarine. I'd been selected to be a captain. I was going to an older ship, and the Santa Fe was one of the newest ships in the fleet. So I was like, bah! And I show up and I go through the normal leadership stuff that I've been taught, which is basically telling people what to do. We can characterize it a little bit differently, but it's fundamentally about giving orders and telling people what to do. And very early on, it became clear that this wasn't going to work. I really wanted my team to speak up, and what we had was an overabundance of doing and an underabundance of thinking. So we needed to activate thinking, and everyone on board was worried about screwing up, and this biased them towards inactivity, and everyone was worried about managing the person below them, directing them, checking up on them, and then we would then report up to our bosses. And so everyone's head was sort of looking down. We hit upon a couple things that we tried that ended up working like magic. One of them was intent. Instead of people coming up for permission, the officers started coming to me. We made an agreement. I said, just come to me. Tell me what you intend to do. Tell me why you want to do it. And then do it, unless I say no. I get to ask questions, and I get to veto it. But unless I say no, you already have permission to do it. And this was like magic. And then pretty soon the chiefs were saying it to the officers, and they enlisted men to the chiefs, to the officers. And what it activated was thinking and ownership and accountability. Because when you go to your boss and say, hey, this is what I intend to do. I intend to launch the product on time, or I intend to give a bigger discount, or I intend to check this person in the hotel, or launch the airplane. Whatever it is, you own it. You can't avoid that. The second thing is we started saying the word we on board the submarine. There was too much they on board the submarine. We said you can only have the word we. And the combination, this idea of intent, gave people control and ownership of their jobs. And we gave them a sense of teamwork. And people started getting happier very quickly. And performance went up. This is the key. No one cares about your leadership initiative or your leadership program if it doesn't cause performance to go up. This does. A year later, the crew, which was the worst performing in the fleet, got the highest score in the history of the Navy for operating the submarine. And during that 12-month period, every single sailor, 33 out of 33, who had a chance to re-enlist and stay in the Navy did so. This compares to 3 out of 33 in the year before. So we had higher morale and higher performance. So I hope you enjoy this course on intent-based leadership. There's only one piece of homework, which is I'm inviting you to think. And as you're going through your day, think about the meetings you attend, the people you talk to, whether it's your team or your boss or your peers, the process that you have, And just ask the question, why is it the way that it is? And is there a better way? And as you go through this course, I think you'll find, like me, that a lot of the leadership structures that we have are outdated, and we can do better.